Hello there. Welcome to the quick introduction video of Roadmap Portal plugin for Jira Service Desk. This video is going to be for about 20 to 25 minutes, out of which we'll be spending roughly 5-7 minutes in the initial presentation, and then we'll jump into the screen sharing demo of the plugin itself. So without further ado, let's look at the presentation. So my name is Anand and I'm the CEO and product owner here at Amoeboids Technologies. You can find out more about us on our website, amoeboids.com. Alright, so why does this plugin for Jira Service Desk even exist, right? So the idea is very simple. It's how it is said, good companies manage engineering, great companies manage product. So the need for roadmap arises especially when you have a handful or maybe even more end users or teams or companies that are engaging with your product. They are requesting new features from your team, they are reporting few bugs, or they are even suggesting some user experience enhancements, right? So essentially what this means is you have built a product that is most likely solving a real world problem for these people. So congrats, job well done. But what you do with these requests, suggestions, and bug reports is what determines your product's long term success. And that is where you want to get a bit organized and build a valuable pipeline of features in collaboration with your end users, right? So this is where the need for roadmap arises. You want to get more organized, you want to make sure that you're collaborating with your end users, your customers, and then developing features that are adding value to these end users of your product. All right. Now, is your team already using Jira Service Desk? If yes, are you using it for supporting your internal set of customers, such as employees for, say, IT support desk, or are you using it for supporting your end users of your products? If that is the case, right? If you are utilizing Jira Service Desk to support external customers of your products, the process traditionally looks something like this. So your customers, your end users are going to create new tickets via the email or the customer portal channel, right? It could be a feature request, it could be an enhancement, it could be a bug report. So I'm just going to minimize the presentation and quickly show you the, sorry about that. Okay, so this is our service desk customer portal. So I'm sure if you're already using the app to support your external customers, you would have something similar. So customers would come in here, they would request a feature or improvement, they would report a bug, or they might even ask other questions, right? Going back to the presentation, so we saw this first step. The second step naturally is once the ticket is created by the end user, your internal teams triage the ticket, right? It's routed to the relevant team, be it customer support, be it product management, or be it customer success team. And it's routed to them for further action or communication. And the last step is eventually closure of the ticket. Although before the ticket is going to get closed, there is going to be a little bit of back and forth communication between the customer and your relevant teams. So far, so good. But have you noticed the inefficiencies in this process? First is your support team, your product management team, or your customer success team might be prone to the repetitive requests that are coming from your end users, right? So they can create similar feature requests, or multiple customers can report the same bugs. But what's happening here is your teams are just responding with the same answers over and over, right? Not really a productive usage of their time, you must say. The second is there's no real collaboration involved with the end users, right? You want to get as much feedback from your end users, from your product users, in order to improve your product further. So this is where it should be possible for these end users, to look at the existing feature requests or suggestions or even bug reports and be able to collaborate on them, be able to vote and comment on them to convey the utility of these features to your team. So once you think about adding these efficiencies back into the process, this is how the ideal process should look like. End users engage with a public roadmap, right? They should see if what they are requesting already exists, and if yes, they should be able to vote on it, comment on it, and engage with it. If it doesn't, then only they should be able to create a new request, right? Or suggestion or a bug report. After that, again, the triad step where your support, product, and customer success teams are coming into the picture and talking with the customers. The final step is also a bit different here. So rather than just closing out the request, closing out the ticket, you're engaging with your customers, you're collaborating with them in order to increase the value that your product is providing them, right? So the first and the last step in this ideal process are a bit different than what traditionally happens. So this is where the roadmap portal for Jira Service Desk comes into play. It's seamlessly integrated into your Jira Service Desk workflow. You can get started in minutes. It's built securely on top of Jira. None of your sensitive data is just going to get out of your Jira Service Desk. It's going to stay inside of your Jira Service Desk database. It's built on top of the power of JQL, and you can customize the roadmap portal to merge seamlessly with your brand. Without further ado, let's jump into the quick demo of this plugin for Jira Service Desk. Now, first things first, I'm logged in as an administrator on one of our spaces, one of our Jira instances, and you'll see I've navigated to a service desk project, and there is this link for roadmap portal, right? And as of now, there are no roadmap portals available, so I have the ability to add board right from here. Here, you must know one thing, I'm able to add new boards or even edit the existing ones only because I'm logged in as a service desk administrator. Service desk agents will not be able to add or manage boards, they'll only be able to view them. Now let's look at how the board is going to look like when I click on add board, right? So we'll add a title for this roadmap board. So let's just call this Acme Inc. roadmap. You can add a subdomain, right? Acme, that's it. What will happen is on this subdomain, so acme.roadmapper.app, your roadmap board will go live if you enable the public access. If you want, you can also show an additional link in the header. I'll show you in a minute how that looks like. You can add the additional information regarding the link text, link URL. The most important part of this configuration happens on the lower half of the screen where you're defining different tabs. So for example, I have a couple of tabs. One is roadmap, one is feature requests, and all of these tabs that you have on the screen, consist of multiple columns, right? So if you notice on the roadmap tab, I have 4 columns: to be planned, next in line, in progress, and shipped. And for feature requests, I have 3 columns: inbox, won't do, to be planned. Right? So this is going to make more sense when you look at live data. So let me go back to a different service desk project that we utilize, and you'll notice I'm able to create multiple roadmap boards on any given service desk project. Now let me switch to the roadmap portal board here and then switch to the configurations. So you'll notice roadmap portal is the subdomain that I'm using. So in the other window, I'll also show you how the roadmap portal is going to look like, how the board is going to look like, right? So this is the public board that's created by the plugin. And you'll see it has a couple of tabs: roadmap and feature requests. Let me go back to the configuration once again. Like I said, roadmap portal is the subdomain. So if you look at the browser URL, you'll see this is roadmap portal.roadmapper.app. Now let's look at a few other items. So this has public access enabled, and we are also showing the additional link in the header. So you'll see help docs, the URL for the link. So if I go back to the portal, there is the help docs link, and it's pointing to the URL that I have configured. Then you also have the ability to handpick Jira users, right, who should be notified of any activity that happens on the roadmap portal board. Like I showed you earlier, there are 2 tabs: roadmap and feature requests. So here is roadmap, here is feature requests, and you'll see the columns: to be planned, next in line, in progress, shipped. Right? So these are the columns that appear in here: to be planned, next in line, in progress, shipped. But the real power of this plugin comes from the use of JQL. You'll notice what I've done is I've just utilized the JQL. I've used a custom field. So I'm pulling in all the issues which have the add-on field set to roadmap portal for JSD, and I've also added a custom field called roadmap status, and I want its status to be in to do. So all the issues from the given service desk project which have the add-on value set to roadmap portal for JSD and whose roadmap status is to do will appear in the column to be planned. Any issues in the given project with the status ready for development and the add-on value set to roadmap portal for JSD will appear in the next column. So you can imagine you're not just stuck with the default fields available within Jira issues. You can utilize the JQL, and it can be based upon the custom fields as well. So you can pretty much create a JQL that meets your needs. You don't really have to use any custom fields, or if you want to, you can use multiple custom fields in conjunction with each other. So this is how you configure the tabs and columns on the roadmap portal. Additionally, you're also able to insert the JSD widget. So if I go back here, you'll notice there is this JSD widget that lets me create a ticket on our JSD project right from this page itself. Right? So I can select an app. So let's say I want to add a feature request for this. I'll say cloud, add the relevant information, and that's it. When I send it, it will be added as a feature request. So whether you want this to be displayed or not, that is controlled by this JSD widget code. Then you have some settings surrounding the look and feel. You can insert logo for your roadmap board. you can decide the colors, different colors that are involved in there. All right. Now let's look at the roadmap portal itself. Now you'll notice depending on what criteria they meet, these different issues appear on the roadmap portal. I can click on any one of them to see the further details. You'll notice this is the issue summary, or rather issue title, and then you have issue description available in here. This is the customer facing status pulled out of the Jira issue from Jira Service Desk. If there are any labels, they would show up here, and if there are any votes, you can look at them here. Now, if you recall, I had mentioned that roadmap portal is securely built on top of Jira Service Desk. So this is where the ability to log in, vote, and comment comes in. So I can basically click on login and utilize my Jira Service Desk credentials. Mind you, I'm going to be logged in as a normal user, as a customer user on the roadmap portal, or rather on the Jira Service Desk. So you don't need to have any license for Jira or Jira Service Desk agents. These are just normal customers on your Jira Service Desk projects who can log in using their credentials, and they can comment on the tickets, comment on the feature requests, vote on them, and see others who have voted for them. Fairly straightforward. I can even add here a new comment. Now, I'm also interested in showing you how the add-on is behaving based on the different custom fields. So I've switched back to the service desk agent mode, and I can see this is the issue that I want to look at, or rather this is the issue that is being represented by this item on the roadmap board. So I can just open that issue up, and as I showed you earlier, add-on is a custom field, right? And on the right hand side, you'll also see a field that is roadmap status. Depending on this custom field here that says roadmap status, how this item is showed on the roadmap portal is determined. And by integrating with automation for Jira, or even utilizing the native automation for Jira Service Desk, you're able to update the roadmap status automatically by linking this issue with a software development issue on a Jira software board. So for example, here you would notice I've automatically linked, I've linked this to a issue in software development project, and as and when there is an update on that project, on that issue, its status is automatically updated in here. So it went from in progress to in live, and so your roadmap management is completely automated. Any which way, this is supposed to be a brief introduction of the plugin itself. So I'm not going to go deep into how you can automate. That is a part of another discussion. We'll do another video for it. I hope you understood how this works. If you have any questions, definitely reach out via our service desk. You can also look at the plugin details on the Atlassian marketplace, or you can vote on the different feature requests, comment on them, and help us understand how this product can add value to your day-to-day workflow. Thank you.